All right, and welcome to another Fourth Down Fiasco exclusive interview. We are super excited today. We are hanging out with one of the top wide receivers in the European League of Football, Jordan Bouah. How are you today, my friend?
What up, guys? Thank you for having me. I'm doing amazing. Just getting ready for this comeback.
No, we are ready for your comeback too. We've been speculating over the Vienna season, these past couple of weeks, and Danny actually is the Vienna Vikings fan amongst us, so he's been having a great time with how well y'all have been playing. But yeah, it's been a joy to watch you on the field, and so we're definitely ready to have you back. But kind of just diving into the interview, we do always just like to start off with everybody's journey. Everybody has their own story, so tell us about your specific journey with American football, how you got into it, how you found love in it essentially, and how you ended up with Vienna and all of that. So
Okay, I'm gonna try to make it as short as possible, but
no, give us the full answer. Don't hold back. We want it.
oh, okay. So I'm a basketball guy. Grew up
Mhm.
playing basketball since I was probably 9 or 8 or something. So I was always in a very very good club in Rome. It's called Stella Azzurra. Is They got like one of the best youth programs in the nation. So we were very competitive, and obviously I played there until my U19. So basically like over 10 years or 10 years about that,
Mhm.
and it was obviously great. National finals, very professional mentality. My transition was always playing professional ball in Italy, whatever, second, first division. I was just trying to really earn my spot. And after my U17, I decided to switch club because of some whatever, some misunderstanding, put it that way. So I did my last 2 years in our like rival club, and right after my youth program was over, I basically got in that limbo in which I was either gonna sign with a professional team or just be basically teamless. And I had a couple offers for second division and third division. And at that time, it was basically a situation in which the season already started. They needed a rotational player. I'm 5'10", so I was obviously playing point guard, and I was gonna be probably the sixth man. Just coming in, trying to do my thing, and just nothing is particularly exciting. Put it that way. In my vision, I thought I could have got better, and I decided to join the third division team. They actually offered me in Rome. I was like, okay, let me just finish this half of the season in Rome, be just comfortable, get my eyelets up, and sadly the thing just didn't work out. We started losing a lot of games, and yeah, at some point, for the first time in my life, I'm a very competitive guy. I just try to give everything I have all the time. But at that time, I really felt powerless because I didn't like the schemes we were calling. I tried to talk with the coaches. They really were like not listening. They were like, yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Nothing changed. We kept on losing, and I was like, look, man, I'm literally getting beat by people that never beat me in my club since I'm 10 years old. So I really don't enjoy this. And I also, with all due respect to the other guys, because obviously some of them had jobs and stuff like that. Uh, but I felt like I was trying to push it to a level that was not what my teammates were on. So at that point, I kind of felt alone because I was like, I'm trying to really grind out here, and just people is trying to have fun. And for me, just having fun wasn't enough. I just wanted to
I
win, or
get
at
that.
Yeah.
least. And that's when I decided to quit the team. And it was really a crazy decision looking back at it, because it was 2015, so damn near almost 10 years ago. And it was tough because obviously basketball was my whole life. I always had that vision of going pro in basketball, and then all of a sudden that is not completely gone, but I'm on this phase of my life in which I don't have a team anymore. Obviously my player card, or whatever you want to call it, was locked with them because I signed the contract. So I was signed with them until the end of the season. I didn't have enough money to buy my own player card. It was just too expensive for me. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna sit out, train on my own at the literally at the public court, whatever, in the street court, do my drills in the morning, whatever. And I did that for like a couple of weeks. it was going good, but I got kind of annoyed by it a little bit. So I was like, maybe let's get into a new sport, just literally to stay in shape. That was the main idea. So what I did is just start looking up, other disciplines, something not too demanding. I wasn't even trying to go at football. Wasn't Didn't even pop out in my head at the beginning. But then I remember it was February, and the Super Bowl was coming up. Was the Seahawks Patriots Super Bowl?
Brutal one. Yep.
Brutal,
Depending on who
brutal
you're
one.
rooting for,
I
yeah.
remember without any, I just ended up watching that game randomly at home on my own. By the time it ended in Italy, it was like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it so much. And also by looking at it, even though I didn't really understand that much, all I know was like the downs. That's as much as that my football knowledge was going. And I really loved it. And I remember I had a sort of it's crazy, like call it epiphany moment. Because I was like, okay, I really enjoyed this game. I really enjoyed the receiver position. And in my head, I was like, I think I can do this. Like, I think I can be very good at this. But if I want to do it, I need to start now. And at that point, what I did is just call my dad, because my dad lives in the US. And I have also stepbrothers, half brothers that they all live in the US. A couple of them actually played football. One of them receiver. And I was like, okay, let me talk to them. Let me see how it is, And long story short, I get in contact with a friend of mine that also was playing basketball and switched to football. And he was like, man, I'm playing this super low level in Italy. It's third division. So it's 9-man football. But it was 10 minutes from my house. So he was like, man, you should come check it out. Just no pressure. You can come and just, you know what I mean? If you don't like it, you just leave. It doesn't really matter. It's very, a very low level. Super, for people that just want to, step on the field, whatever.
Yeah.
And I ended up going there, and I still remember they gave me some pads from the 90s. Like, I'm talking about like rusty. I had helmet with missing bananas.
Those are like middle school football pads. I love that. Yeah.
Big strap wasn't even buckling right, so the thing is moving all over the place. And despite all that, they just told me, okay, what can you do? I'm like, man, I don't know what I can do. I think I could play receiver. I think is the best position. And at that time, I'm like basketball shape. So I'm 80 kilos at max. I'm really skinny, but super fast, just really conditioning to go up and down. They were like, okay, try receiver, try to catch the ball. And I apparently, to their eyes, I looked pretty natural because I started catching, technique was whatever. But I was catching the ball. So they were like, okay, this might be your position. And after 2 practices, I remember they only practice on Tuesday and Thursdays. By Thursday, I basically had my mind set. I was like, I want to play a season of whatever this is, because it's just so much fun. And I felt like that kind of the baby energy, when you really find about like a new discipline and you don't know anything. So everything is exciting, like learning whatever what is the route tree, any single routes they were explained. It was like a brand new thing to me. I was like, I loving it. And what should have been like a just stay in shape type of experience ended up really like changing my life.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, you talk about that baby energy. And whenever I first, I played American football in middle school, stopped playing in high school because we just had a really good team and I just wasn't going to get a whole lot of playing time. So I switched to rugby, and I had the exact same experience of like, I didn't know jack shit about it, but I was like, this is a good time. I was like, I just get to run around and hit people and that's it. And so, yeah, totally get that.
But yeah, so basically I did the third division that year. By the way, shout out to Gladiatori Roma, first team, first love, man. They really welcomed me crazy. Like they were just like family. After 2 weeks, it was really, really lovely to be. They were so happy to have me. I was so happy to help them. I played 2 seasons. I was there for the first season, 9-man football. Then we did pretty good. We went second division the second year and finally played 11-man football. And after that, what happened is that I basically got called up to the national team because with the statistics that I was doing, I kind of got the attention of the coaching staff of the national team. And they were like, okay, just check this guy out. Let's see what he can do. And I remember just attending the camp. Didn't get it was a camp before a friendly match against France, which at that point was like really really legit. So I was like, okay, this is a pretty much as a very good level for European football. So let me see how it is. And I'm a guy that like some people think I talk crazy, but I really try to like analyze whatever I see, and I'm pretty good at having an understanding of what it's in front of me. And I was like, okay, if this is the level of the national team, I think I can get here. I think I can get playing time in just a little bit of time. I just need to be really coached up by somebody that knows football for real. And sadly, obviously, in Italy, it's tough to find coaches that are able to develop you to that level. So I was like, what is the best thing for me to do? And obviously, not having no type of highlights that were valuable in the US, I was like, I need to walk on somewhere. And the best decision was just trying to hop in a judo program. So
Gotcha. That's how you got to Saddlebrook, right?
Exactly. That's how I started. Yeah. Started hunting for the best possible location. And at some point I ended up talking with this friend of a friend. He was like, look, California is really, there's a lot of hype behind there. It's tough competition. If you get on the field though, there's many opportunities to be seen. So I was like, okay, fuck it, might as well go there. And did 2 years. Sadly, never really got the playing time that I wanted. I was grinding. I was actually doing pretty good. I was on every special team, scout team, whatever. But it just didn't work out for me because the amount of snaps was so little that at the end of the 2 years, I had 2 D3s and 150% D2 offer, which I really didn't have the money for the other 50%. So I had to turn it down, sadly. And the other D3s, I don't know. At that point, I was with my mindset, I was really not trying to go D3. I was trying to go either D2 or come back to Europe and play in Europe. And so I decided to just come back home and and just started this European adventure, put it that way.
Sweet.
And the crazy thing is that I didn't even went straight to Germany because my first team as a professional was Dresden Monarchs in GFL. But actually before that, I got drafted by the CFL. Yeah. So it was kind of like a surreal timing because it's like you go from Italy 2 years, then you go to one of the best jugos in the nation with really crazy competition. Like we ended up losing the semis on some bullshit because they ended up even taking them that they took the trophy out from Fullerton because they did illegal recruiting.
Wow.
So
okay.
That's funny.
The final was kind of weak. They won like 50-14 or something. So we should have been the champs, type of thing.
I like it. Talk your shit. Yeah.
That's what it was. But like the competition was really, really so hot, so much higher than any talent level. It was unreal. So you go from Italy to Jugo to CFL. So at that point, I was like, what's going on? It's 12-mile football. Is crazy concept coming at me compared to a Jugo playbook. So it was just an overall like kind of overwhelming situation for somebody that played that amount of football, especially because if you think about playing receiver, I didn't play 2 years. First year, saddleback, I was sitting on the bench all the time doing special team. Second year, I actually played running back.
Huh.
Okay.
And so as far as like snaps playing receiver, I only play in Italy. And then boom to CFL. So that was kind of crazy. Ended up getting cut, whatever. And then I went to Dresden.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
That's kind of the old roller coaster I did.
How'd you end up with Vienna?
Thanks to Coach Kosler. Shout out to Coach Kosler. Is the man. He was, like basically the guy. It was the guy here in Vienna. He's been here for 17 years. Sadly, after we won, for I guess business decisions, whatever. Don't really like to get too much into it, but it's just he had to go to Paris. He's doing great right now in Paris. But yeah, sadly, he's not coaching here anymore. But he was the reason I was here because I played Austria against national Italy Austria the national team game in 2019, I guess. Yes, and I kind of caught his eye because he was coaching the receivers for Austria. And he was like, man, you should come to Vienna. I can coach you up. We can develop you. And he kind of put that thought in my head. And finally, in 2022, when they joined the ELF, it was like, look, you are a guy that we really would like to have for this ELF season. And I was like, I'm fucking in. So I was super excited. And we had the combination of Kostler and Danny Mitchell. So it was literally like having two of your best friends coaching you up.
That's great.
I'm telling you that the 2022 season felt unreal because of the vibe, because of the chemistry of the team. It's just, this is something that the Vikings did very, very well. And I guess it's also thanks to the academy they have, because some of them know each other since they're really kids. And the chemistry was really amazing, just the overall feeling.
Yeah. So how was the feeling of that final whistle blowing in the championship game, winning the ELF championship your first year in there? How did that feel?
It felt crazy because, and this anybody can confirm you this, is almost from preseason. We looked at each other and we were like, we're gonna win this thing. And when it wasn't like guys, when you're trying to make something happen, but you don't know if you actually got the juice to do it. It was like, if we do what we're able to do, there's nobody that can really stop us. So it's just really up to us. And that's what we preach. We preach really just 1-0. That's how we start. Just go 1-0. Think about the next game. Think about the next snap. And just let the whole plan develop. That's literally what I felt like. And once we've seen, our defense, you guys have seen this year, last year, whatever, it's always been crazy.
Nasty. Nasty.
And in 2022 was just as nasty. And I think people wasn't really realizing how good we were, because most of the time we played with only one American, William, my friend Xavier. And Blake Nelson, which is a beast of a defensive end, like really beast. But he was sadly very injured, so he ended up playing maybe 4 games total throughout the season. But he was there when we needed him in the semis and in the final, and he went crazy.
Yeah.
So, thanks to that, it was just everything kind of played together. And, man, we just knew we were going to win it, because especially against Hamburg, we knew their run game was great. Obviously, they had Tunga, and but I was like, that's kind of their only weapon, because they had their quarterbacks. Their quarterback, hold on, what was his name? They were the only team playing with a non-US quarterback.
Huh.
They were playing with the German kid. I can't remember. Now he plays DB, I think.
That's a weird change.
And I was like, man, he's gonna have a tough time throwing the ball against us, and he actually did, because they had 2 American receivers, but still, they couldn't really connect that much, and the run game was shut down. And we just did our thing, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of dial it back a little bit to what we were talking about earlier, kind of, how you were going through the league as a kid, through Italy, things like that. Would you ever play for an ELF team in Italy? Like, would you go back to Italy, or are you pretty locked in with Vienna at this point?
I would say I'm pretty locked in, because obviously since I've been in the ELF, I've just been only in this program and this culture, and also I got used to this type of record season-wise, and to do something similar to this, I'm not saying that we could be as good as the Vienna Vikings, let's say in Milan, but there is good potential. I know all the best, obviously, Italian players, and if we would be able to get them actually on the team, it would change a lot, because now at that point, if you really got the best of the best and you add some quality imports, you can really be competitive. Maybe you are not going to win, but you can be a legit team, But sadly, this is not happening because of, I guess, budget by the Seaman, and people that also have, jobs. They can't really leave the city or travel that much. It's always tricky, in this league. There's so many people that have, priorities. Not everybody like me can just be focused on football. So that's making it really, really hard. And as long as they're not able to do that, I don't see myself going back, just because, as I told you guys, I started playing football at 20. So I'm so hungry of playing and winning that if I need to be on a program that doesn't really have a shot for at least playoffs, I don't think
Not
I can give
interested.
that, because I'm 29 years old. I don't really have time to just play. I'm trying to just win as much as I can and then get out of here.
No, that
Understood.
makes sense. And do you think that's the main reason that Milano might be struggling right now is just because they're not able to pull a lot of their homegrown talent back to Italy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Like I can name good players. They're playing for Parma right now. They just won the Italian championship, matter of fact. And some guys at Guelphi. So, some guys like me. I'm in Vienna. Vergani is at Stuttgart. Is the O line? They're starting O lineman. I don't remember where Runko is at, but we have Adushi is at the Raiders, the starting center. So we would have people that's actually would make a difference, But yeah, if as long as the homegrown contracts don't get kind of, I think they should rework that too, because I think that's kind of puts a limit. Because right now we all know how it works. You're limited to a certain amount of money if you're homegrown, but these people is already getting more money than what the ELF could possibly offer in their Italian team. So you're asking them to travel, to get a pay cut, to lose their vacation time because of the travel. You asking too much for the amount of money you're offering. So that's kind of very tricky.
Gotcha.
And sadly, that's kind of the reality of it all.
So what I'm hearing is whenever we, the three of us here on the podcast, own the team in Venice, you're going to come play for us because we'll actually be running shit the way it's supposed to be ran.
Hell yeah.
And you can recruit all the homegrown Italians back to Italy.
I got you, man. I'll bring them on.
Don't tell Kiki though.
We'll try to sway Kiki back. We'll try to sway Kiki to Venice. Come on.
They have good wine too. Come on,
really.
Oh man, that's funny. But so I guess kind of what we are curious about. You had said some stuff kind of before we had started recording about your recovery process and everything. What has kind of been the most challenging part about your recovery journey thus far? And what have you kind of learned about yourself during this time away from playing? Because you are a competitor and you're not on the field right now. So kind of like, what's going on for you, man?
I would say I'm very, very happy in a way, because with everything that could have happened, the bone was pretty fucked up. Like if I show you the x-ray, you're like, so I'm really blessed that my muscles kind of were able to keep everything together. So I had no ligaments and no tendon damage. So the recovery is just straight, just the bone needs to heal. I have the titanium plate and everything is going well. But it's not the first time I get hurt. And it's also on the upper body, which I never really hurt in my life, which is, to be honest, probably one of the best things could happen to me, because I can literally run routes right now. I'm still not allowed to catch the ball, but I can run routes. I can sprint. I can do pretty much whatever I want. So mentally, I am happy because I can move, and I know I'm not going to lose my my preparation. Actually, I'm about to get better because I'm going to up on a block of just power, which other people are not going to be able to, because obviously they're going to have to be fresh for the weekends while I can recover. So when I get back, I'm actually confident I'm going to be even better. The side that really sucks is that I invested so much in this offseason, and my goal was legit to lead the league. Like I told everybody, I was like, I don't care about the competition. I know what I'm bringing to the table. And if I stay healthy, I literally said this to anybody, if I stay healthy, I'm going to be up there. Maybe I'm not going to be the first, but I'm going to definitely be up there. No doubt.
There.
Yeah, I was there for real. And then boom, it happened. That's why I was kind of disappointed, because I was like, this would have been the season I wanted. And personally, it can't be anymore, because I'm just gonna come back for the last two of the regular season, realistically, because they don't want me to rush anything. So it's gonna be impossible to be up there. But the main goal is obviously winning it all, and I'm very, very happy, and I'm such in a better mental state compared to having a season-ending injury, just because I can't come back when it really matters and when I really want to be on the field.
Yeah.
So you will be back for the end of the regular season or just the
Yeah, I'll
playoffs?
be back for Mercenaries and then Entroners, which are
Okay.
our last two. Yeah.
Nice. And
I'm
then you guys have a week 14 bye.
Yeah, exactly. We have so many bye weeks on August, so it's like
Yeah,
2
you have
games.
week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, and to your point, given that wide receiver, you need your speed, you need your footwork, you need your lateral quickness, and the fact that it's not anything that affects that, and the fact that you're able to work that currently and it not really be hindered. Yeah, I'm with you. It's going to be scary hours for the league whenever you come back because they're going to be like, "Oh shit, he looks fresh," and it's like, "Well, yeah, his legs have been fine this whole time.
Yeah,
He's been able to
exactly.
continue doing routes and doing squats and other things in order to keep strong and keep fast." So, I mean, I think that that's a really good spin on how you view your injury. You're going to come back 10 times stronger, and it really doesn't affect what you can do on the field aside from, to your point, catching a ball, which is important. But
Yeah.
So
But I gotta wait 2 weeks. After in the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna get cleared for catching. So even after
Okay.
that, it's just gonna be basically doing everything I can in practice. Obviously, anything non-contact. But
Mhm.
to be honest, I don't care about contact. Like we don't really tackle during practice at all. We keep it very professional here in Vienna. We don't really go to the ground at all. So really, for me as a receiver, it doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice.
Brilliant. So in your absence, I will say Reese Horn has played exceptionally.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on his performance? Because I mean, he's been putting up video game numbers. It's been crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that. We knew that. It's like the system is awesome. Coach Sommer is doing a very, very good job. Obviously, Ben Holmes just got back on the field, thankfully, and it's
Well,
just
even Epler was balling out too. Whenever he was
of
out
course.
there,
Yeah. No. Yeah. What Shelton did a hell of a job, especially because man, he's playing the toughest position. He's getting here on a Sunday. He has 2 practices and then he has to play a game with all new. Like, come on.
And then
now.
proceeds to throw up 300 yards, like 3 touchdowns, no picks,
You
just
feel me?
easy stuff,
Yeah.
Exactly. It's easy work. Right straight from Mexico. Little bit soft. No, it's the system works. Reese is just a professional guy, man.
Mhm.
He was here back in 2018, so it was kind of like a old face coming back around. Everybody welcomed him very, very well, and he's really happy to be part of this because, as I said before, the group is so tight and so welcoming that when you get here, it's not like, oh, that's the new guy. Let's see what he do. No, it's just literally, it's like family. Let's go. Let's ball. Like for real. And people don't really care. It's like this game, I might have 3 touchdowns. This game, you might have 3 touchdowns. Really depending on what they decide to cover, who to cover more or whatever pops open. But there is no ego. It's not like, oh, I should have done this. I should have done that. The goal is to win. Then if you go crazy today, I'm gonna go crazy tomorrow. It's not really a problem for us, And that's opened so many windows and also makes the team so much better because everybody steps up because they have the perception of today might be me. You know what I mean? It's not like one of those situations which the American guys getting 13 targets and you out there you get 2, you should be happy. Like you're not. You can see like Kimi Lenaima, good friend of mine from 2022, he stepped in my role, boom, it's producing. Because the system works. It's really a matter of like, what can you do to add something to the system? How much yak can you get? If that window is closed, can you make it open on the second window? It's really on the details. But the basics of it all is, I think, is really working and it's showing.
Yeah. No, I mean, we were actually talking earlier. I'm in the process of I'm writing a article about like all the different MVP candidates and everything, and we were all just kind of sitting here going, God, that Vienna like wide receiver room is just stacked, bro. Like it is, like truly, like it is. Y'all have so much depth at that position, and it's cool to hear from you, someone who was kind of the leader of that pack to, now that even though you're not on the field, you're still supportive of those guys, because to your point, yes, and we Americans can be pretty bad about this in football, but there is a lot of ego in American football, and it's very easy to fall into that, because it's one of those things of like you can have an awful team, but if you're the guy on that team, it doesn't matter to you, it's. Whereas with y'all, it is like you are constantly sacrificing on behalf of the family, and I like that mindset a lot.
Yeah, I think it's a winning mindset at the end of the day because I could whatever. I go to another team, I get my targets, I go crazy, I get my whatever 1,000 and more yard season, but then it comes to a point in which you gotta watch the playoffs at home because
trophies matter.
You know what I mean?
Trophies matter. Yeah.
I'd rather have a ring than sitting at home.
1,000%.
Exactly.
I think in the NFL, there's a big ego because they're fighting for hundreds of $1 million between the wide receiver room.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to put up 1,500 yards a season to get that contract, where in the ELF, they don't have that contract yet. So you're not
people who actually love the game of football.
Yeah, you're playing football because you want to play football.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the NFL doesn't want to play football.
Right.
They're top league in the world, but still, you guys aren't fighting over money. You don't need the stats to be like, this is what I did.
It is truly a winning mentality.
Yeah, and also even like to a certain extent you are fighting because you need stats to prove that whatever you're able to.
Yeah.
But as you said, like the NFL, we're talking about life-changing money, and we're talking about such a cut-through environment, which obviously you can see in the LF is also business. You are seeing people getting cut left and right.
Roslav.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that my outside voice? Forgive me.
But in the NFL, it's literally like, even my experience, my little tiny experience in CFL, like I knew I was going to get cut way before from the body language of the coach for the amount of reps I was getting. So I was like, okay, they're about to cut my ass. Fine. But they cut other people that I never taught, like people that were balling. And because it's a numbers game, because maybe they wanted the Canadian at that spot and then they send you home. And the Canadian is nowhere as good as the guy, but that's what they need and whatever, So it's such a combination of who you know. Do they need your position? Are you getting in a good time frame in which the guy didn't get the crazy good contract? It's so much shit they have to work your way in the NFL that it's like sometimes I feel like it's kind of like luck for certain guys. For the top guys, obviously you're a freak of nature, whatever, good for you.
Yeah.
But the second, third stringers, that's kind of like who you know, who you know what I mean?
Yeah, and nepotism as far as like oh yeah, my dad was this great player. I mean, this is a different sport, but we're seeing it right now with like Bronny James being the son of LeBron James. Like like you see that in the NFL with guys who are sons of coaches and sons of former players and things like that.
Well, now we're getting to brothers. Christian McCaffrey's brother just got drafted, and
I didn't even know he had a brother.
Yeah, Luke. I think his name's Luke, but yeah,
Is he
never heard of him. He's not horrible. We'll see. I think he got drafted to the Redskins in like the 7th round. Okay. But that'll be interesting. I think he's a running back as well. So I guess if you're playing the same position, your brother can help you out a little bit. But
absolutely.
Yeah. But sticking with your guys' wide receiver room, I think at least my offensive rookie of the year, Noah, what's his actual, what is it?
Toure.
All right. So yeah, how are you helping and like mentor him through his rookie season? Or are you?
I am. I like to try to help everybody, give some tips here and there. But to be honest, man, the guy is just I would call him just a natural. Since he showed up, I looked at him, I was like, okay, let me see what he's about. And he's just literally like a young, smooth route runner that got so much potential, man. The guy is 22, and I think as long as he stays in like a program like Vienna that can really develop him, it's gonna like his ceiling is really, really tall. Because I feel like right now he just needs to really develop his body. Once he's gonna go through like a real strong off season in which he's able to get his speed a little bit up, his changing direction a little twitchier, then it's really gonna be a problem, man. Because the guy at the end of the day, he's got good size, he's just got good hands, and he's just a humble dude that's trying to ball. And that's one other part that I really love about everybody out over here. There's not one guy that is like, oh, the dude feels like he's the shit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's just everybody's just trying to prove it on the field. If I'm the shit, you're gonna see.
Yeah.
It's really that's
It's he looks like he can be one of the top receivers in the league, and he is already up there.
for sure. Then also, I'm a huge I'm very critical, put it that way. So sometimes I feel like, and this obviously everybody gets this. Every single receiver, they had the busted coverage touchdown, the easy play in which the DB just fucking falls, and next thing you know, you have 180 yards and 2 touchdowns. But then you actually look at what you did, nothing crazy. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I wouldn't even just. I don't even judge him off the stats that he's doing in the game. I really judge it in practice what he does against our defense, which I think is literally for us is the toughest we face. Like I think it's harder for us to score touchdowns during practice than during the games. And I see what he does on a regular day, and I'm like, okay, this guy got good potential.
Yeah.
This guy is just like, yeah.
Yeah, even last week, besides that busted coverage touchdown, he still put up an amazing game. Like that was what, a 45-yard touchdown that with the busted coverage or whatever it was. But take away those 45 yards.
Pump fake the DB.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's football though.
Yeah.
You know?
It happens.
Yeah. But yeah, I think he's gonna produce, man. Just we'll see. I mean, the season's still very, very long. So I'm very excited to see what he does. And also with the fact that I'm out, it's probably going to get a little more targets, which is going to be great for him. And I'm really looking forward for it, man. Because as I said, the guy is great. We will really going to see.
Nice. Well, we're going to do one more question just for injury, and then we'll move on. Have the coaches discussed any adjustments or changes in your role upon your return? Like how have they been prepping you, talking to you about like how that's going to look once you're good to go?
Not really. I think, as the summer was envisioning my position in the playbook, I'm just going to be kind of that all around the place type of guy. So far, I played outside, I play inside. I could go to the backfield, still haven't been there, but, sooner or later, I'm probably going to be there, a lot of jet sweep or whatever he's going to use me for. But I don't really have a position. I love to be in the slot. I'm a true slot, but yeah, as long as I'm able to get targeted or to open somebody else, I'm good. It's just
having you and Kari in the background would be scary, or in the backfield would be scary.
Yeah. No, that man is just a workhorse.
Oh
it's crazy. His intensity is I love it because he's one of those guys, and that's exactly what I wanted to see from Noah, maybe possibly next year, to have a crazy good offseason. Because this year I can really tell how much Kari worked on his body. He dropped his weight. He got twitchier. His top speed got faster, and the fact that he dropped the weight just allows him to move better. And I just love his footwork right now. He's just smoother than he was last year. And I'm so happy for him. It's paying off. It's definitely paying off.
It has.
So this isn't a question that we sent to you, but I thought about it while you were talking about how it's harder to score in practices than in the game and stuff. And so maybe this is just me trying to stir some shit up. So I do apologize for this question, but potentially looking forward, I know obviously y'all take it game by game, but we as analysts have to look at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture to us as analysts is y'all are probably going to make the playoffs, barring anything absolutely disastrous happening. And so with that, there's a pretty good chance that you would have to face the Ryan Fire, who in my opinion have the best DB room in the ELF between Amari Williams, Till Jansen, and Tony Anderson. What do you think that I guess how would the three of you, as far as you, Toure, and Reese Horn, how would you approach that game and this hypothetical that I just made up? So
I mean, you're forgetting also our big guy that's gonna come back, Beer Bomber. Let's not forget about him.
When's he supposed to come back?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's gonna be just a intense game. I don't see them be able to stop us. I really don't. I really don't. Yeah, I'm over here, man. Our mentality is literally we don't care. Like we are the offense. You know, I know what I'm running. You don't. So for me to be tripping too much about your coverage, I know what you're running. Like I've seen them play, and it shouldn't really be a problem for us because they're giving up points. They're seeing like people's completing passes on them. They're getting a little back on track, yes, whatever. But for us, for the amount of talent we have, and with Ben in the in the cockpit, I don't see too many problems. They play really, really off. So if you leave guys like me that much space, I don't. You really can't do that. You just can't.
I like it.
I'm gonna destroy you. If you do that, it's disrespectful to me. Just like I was saying to Roll Club, it's like you want to play your DBs at 10 yards off. This is disrespectful to me, and that's why Noah and the other guys itching up at 8 yards, and we're just gonna complete it on you because that's not what you should do to people like us. Yeah. It's never gonna work out, and it's with roster that is really, really like we got to think about this. We played that game without 3 starting D linemen, without American DBs. You know what I mean? And I wasn't even on offense. Let's say I'm in offense and we don't miss an American DBs. I don't know how the game goes. That game can get really ugly, though. It might really go 45 plus to 6. It really might be like that. And that's I know that, you know what I mean? And I know that team is this good. And that's why we get in a way with games like Rokla Game 3, in which we play with 2 Austrians quarterback. It's because it's just the limit is really upon us. I don't really care what they run. They can move around. Yes, they're long. Amari, I played with him in 2019. I respect the shit out of him. And they're good players, but I don't think anybody can really just match us and be like, yeah, we're going to stop you guys. I don't see that coming.
Yeah, your guys' offense is just so overpowered with
you got Danny
weapons you got
right now.
Yeah, I'm hyped.
Yeah. That's our mindset. That's why I tell my guys. Maybe, obviously, y'all don't know me like that, but everybody that knows me on the field, they're like, I'm crazy. Every time the OC talks to me, it's like, okay, Jerome, what are we doing today? Are we giving 2 touchdowns? I'm like, 2? We can go over 3. I was like, it depends on you. How many targets are you going to give me? You're going to give me 6 targets? Okay, maybe you're going to get 100 yards and 130. You give me 13 targets? The stats you're going to see, they're going to be crazy. But it obviously doesn't depend on me. Maybe they want to brag at me. Cool. Reese is going to give you the work. Or no, or whoever.
Yeah. When is Flo supposed to be back?
I think 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Okay. 2 weeks.
I think everybody pretty much come back. Everybody other than me come back for Berlin.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Wow.
So that's going to be good.
So next question we got, we have already kind of gone over a lot of, your big desire this year is just so you guys win another chip, right? You guys win it all, take the championship home. What are some other personal goals that you have for the rest of the season going forward?
Just for me, is literally because I wasn't able to express my game during the regular season, is just go as crazy as possible in the semis and the final. Because I'm not trying to, obviously I'm thinking about the semis first, but potentially in the final, I'm trying to go crazy. Whatever it takes, I'm just going to be all out. Literally.
It's a good goal.
So if there was betting, take you for championship game MVP?
I'm trying to, man. Like I'm telling you, if the ball's coming to me, you're going to see crazy shit. Because when it's playoff football, I really don't care. Like, I'm going to die for everything, middle of the field, contact. I don't give a fuck, man. Fuck the other collarbone. I'm going to try to catch the ball. I really do not care,
Hell yeah.
Like, I'm trying to get the ring. Because if you can get, last year, I really got a chip on my shoulder now because of last year. Because last year, we had so many problems. You guys know the OC, the late firing of the OC, all the shit that was going on. And also losing the semis at home in front of 11,000 of our fans with a fumble on the 1 yard line. Like a fumble, like I'm going to remember that for the rest of my life. Fumble on the 1 yard line on a QB sneak, return for 99. Like, come on, bro. Like with all the games that could happen in, it's the semis. That was crazy. And then we fumble again, and then we lose the game. And it's like it's such a bad taste on your mouth because you're like, I could have prepared for this game so much better because we only had 2 weeks after firing the OC. So it's like you put new stuff together, and you know damn well that when you change too much, you want those mistakes to happen in practice. But if you don't have the time to make them mistakes, they're gonna come in the game, and potentially, when it's in or out type of situation, it's too dangerous. I don't like that.
Yeah,
that's how I feel like we own one redemption.
I dig.
Yeah. So obviously the matchup you're looking for most is you guys being the finals, right? But looking at your schedule, some of those last 2 games, maybe some opponents you could come up to in the finals, or sorry, not in the finals, just in the playoffs in general. Are there any particular teams or matchups that you're excited to play, or are you just ready to go for whoever?
I would love to play, obviously, Stuttgart again, but I would like to see him in the final potentially. I would like to see, possibly, if it's possible, Ryan Fire in the semis or something like that. That'd be awesome.
Interesting.
I'm trying to play Ryan Fire sooner or later,
No, yeah.
Yeah, we still haven't got him.
Well, we could tell. We could tell, brother.
He is hype.
I'm trying to play everybody, man. I'm trying to play everybody.
Hey, all I'm saying is I just need that shot, and I know Kiki's going to have some camera crew getting it for me, but I need that shot of you and Amari Williams just helmet to helmet, just jaw-jacking at each other,
Yeah.
I need that competitive fire,
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm not a talker during the game. People rarely talk to me, and I'm very friendly exchange.
Okay, you're better than me.
Yeah, I'm not but if you get me started, you're gonna get it. But you know what I mean? As a receiver, I like to be people. I'm on the offensive side, so the more you play calm, the more the better it's for me. But if you're trying to be physical and trying to talk shit, then you fire me up. The Italian in me comes out.
Yes, sir.
I love your single touchdown celebration. It's just a little 2 hands.
Yeah, that's Maddie. That's Maddie.
Oh man.
But so we talked about playoffs, talked about the championship. One thing that ELF doesn't have is like a Pro Bowl or like a skills challenge like the NBA has. Would you want them to do that? Like
yes.
After the championship game, just like a week later. Yeah,
that would be nice because you had the whatever Europe against US. Was that the first year, right?
Yeah,
we had that. Then I don't know. I think they just got rid of it because people is banged up. People don't want to show up or whatever the reason it is. But I think a skill challenge would be actually very fun because I think everything is good for European football right now. The more we are, on television or on stream or whatever, anything that happens is good. Yeah. Because the market is. You can tell people is starting to really like engage in it. I just feel like they need just more attention catching videos, content, and those would definitely be something to look towards to,
Yeah. I mean, this is our first year covering it, and we're hyped about this league in general.
Yeah, it's been a ton of fun.
The more stuff that the ELF could put on would be great.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, we know this year I was at the FIBO convention, and I did this little wide receiver cleaning with guys showed up, and it's like even stuff like that. It's so nice. It's so nice because people really get to engage the football, and it's something like that I never had the chance to have. You know what I mean? If I had this, maybe I don't know, in high school when I was younger, maybe I would have gave it a chance to football. But I didn't even know I had teams in my city. Like literally, it's so under the radar, and the ELF it's starting to come out, obviously. But the majority of the people, even my friends in Italy, they don't know anything, like literally anything about football at all. Yeah. People still every time I say I play football, they like it's like you play rugby, like they really don't even know the difference. That's the average European person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as long as we can put it on the map, it's good.
Yeah.
In all fairness, you probably could play rugby. I would imagine.
Yeah. They try to make me play rugby. I think it's a little too.
It's hard on the body, brother.
It's hard as fuck on the body. I have friends that played. Matter of fact, my basketball club was right next to one of the best clubs for rugby. So I would see them practice every day, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, man! Just the pylons like the impacts they had. I'm like, whoa. And you got to think about, at that time, I'm looking at it with a mindset of a basketball player. So it's literally like foolish. It's like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
But now I get it. It's crazy game, crazy intense.
Oh, we
Tanner.
can't hear you, Tanner.
Mute. Bravo.
My dog came in for a bit, so
No worries.
So, what are some future career goals that you have for yourself? Is football something that you see as a lifetime career?
I'm trying to play as long as my body allows me. That's kind of my goal. Meanwhile, I'm studying. I'm technically am already because I have a certification as a strength and conditioning coach, but I'm just trying to, study more, get my clientele, probably going to do online training mostly to just be able to, travel, keep up with football and all that good stuff. But yeah, man, I'm trying to play, I don't know. My goal in general is to play at least 3 more seasons and then play for the Italian national team in the 2028 Olympics in LA for flag. Yeah. That's
fun.
the goal of mine. And obviously we got to qualify. And if I'm not wrong, the European Championship of 2026 is the one that makes counts as a qualification. So I'm definitely trying to play that, get Italy qualified, and then play the Olympics and just go crazy. Because USA is gonna show up with a team that's gonna be.
It's gonna be stupid.
You know what I mean? Let's keep it real. But still, if I need to line up over there against anybody, the best of the best that shows up, I don't care, man. It's flag football. You can't even bump me. I'm gonna try to put you on my highlights because I get whatever I get, and I get not even the breadcrumbs compared to whatever the dude is gonna get paid. So I'm like, if I can do you, hey man, it's gonna be a memory forever.
Hey, if you make it to LA, we might come out and see you.
That's not a long flight. I can
it's easy.
LA. That works.
A little bit longer for me.
Yeah, you're on the other side of the country. I got a homie that stays out in LA. I'll just sleep on his couch, make it a cheap trip.
Yeah, after the Olympics, by the time the Olympic hits, I'm gonna be 33. So after that, we'll see. If I'm still healthy, ready to go, I'll keep playing, man. I really don't care. I've seen people in Italy play until 36 at like a good level. Because obviously, if you don't get injured, I don't see, so much of decline in my body. I think I'm going to keep going up until 33, much or less. Then by 34, you naturally starts to go down no matter what, But still, even if I go and become a little bit slower, I'm going to be so much smarter in the game, so much quicker in reading the coverages. I'm still going to get open. Maybe I'm not going to be just as good, but who cares? You know what I mean? I'm just trying to play and have fun. As long as I can get paid to have fun, I'm good.
Yeah, well, at that point, I was just going to be so good anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
And for your position especially, like footwork means more than anything. I've seen plenty of guys have success even in the NFL who their straight line speed isn't particularly great, but because they're shifty, they can make guys miss. They're to your point smarter. They can read coverages. Know, hey, I'm going to pull back this way, get him to bite, and then I'm gunning it this way, or whatever else. Like. Mm-hmm. I think you'll be fine as long as you keep this in check and your knees are good.
Yes.
I mean, Fitzgerald played until 38, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And was still a force at 38.
Yeah, was still wide receiver.
He was just on Arizona.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's like it really starts with your mind for sure, and your work ethic, and your preparation and everything. Obviously, you need that little bit of luck to avoid major injuries. Mm-hmm. But once you get that, once the football gods are on your side and you can get a 3-4 season rolling without injuries, at that point it's really up to you. You can see guys like Keenan, they're getting a little on the older side, but still produce like crazy because yes, maybe let's say right now I'm probably running like a 4.39. Let's say I can get open because I ran a 4.41 preseason. I think I'm a tick faster right now. So let's say I run 4.5 or whatever, 4.6 when I'm 34, whatever, because I lost a couple of steps. 4.6 is still fucking 4.6.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're a route runner and you work on your footwork, as you said, you still can get open very, very well, especially at this level. We're not in the NFL at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
Who do you think
really
the
have no
fastest?
excuse.
Who do you think the fastest receiver in the elf is?
Me, by far.
That's
for
what
sure.
we've heard. Yeah.
I would race
Yeah.
anybody. I'll put money on the line with it.
That's why we need a skills challenge.
Yeah, I was about to say we
Give
need
us
that
the
skills
40-yard
challenge.
dash.
Yeah. Whenever they want, I'm ready to go. Right now, fucked up shoulder doesn't matter. It doesn't affect my speed.
That's true.
So since we were talking about the U.S., I'll ask one more question here. If you were called by either the UFL or the IPP to like get onto an NFL team, would you take that opportunity to go play overseas, or are you pretty committed to staying in Europe with the Elf right now?
I would take it right away. That was a dream of mine. I did the IPP combine twice. Sadly, I had good numbers, but I never really got the chance to be called up to, IMG or whatever, Arizona now I think it is. But yeah, that would have been amazing, man. Because that's kind of like my mindset of a competitor. I'm always trying to look. I'm trying to hit the wall. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I'm trying to get to a point where I'm like, this motherfucker is so much better than me. I'm getting strapped up. The releases don't work. I can't get over the top of him because he's just as fast as me, if not faster. Fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like that. I like that feeling of being like, oh, I don't have an answer. Like, we need to go back to the gym and figure this thing out. And yeah, that's really my goal, is just to go as high as I can. And when I hit the wall, I hit the wall. But I don't think I'm gonna hit it over here.
Yeah, no.
I think
So that's why I'm still hoping deep down. My realistic goal is not even NFL. NFL is just like a dream of the dreams right now. You know what I mean? I would love to have maybe like one shot in the UFL, like one season. And that's why I wanted this season to really go crazy, because I'm still 29. The chances are minimum, like so slim, they don't even exist. But now the statistics are not going to be that crazy, and I'm going to be 30 years old next year in May, and I think by 30, my odds are basically gone. But I'm cool with that. I'm thankful to have the ELF. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's still a blessing for sure.
Wait, you said your birthday was in May. What day?
17th.
Dang it. Okay. I'm May 11th. That's why I asked.
Oh, yeah, bet.
My cousin's birthday is May 17th.
Okay. It's a good day.
Yeah. All right, we have one question left. I ask it at the end of every interview. If you could plug it in place a single NFL player on the Vikings, who would it be? Don't include the A import rules or anything, just drag and drop. You guys are already stacked. Like,
that's the thing. It's like at that point, who do you? I mean, I'll be just out of curiosity, and this is like, I love Ben. Like, I think he's the fucking best quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I would just love to see what the fuck happens with Patrick Mahomes on the field. Just because
you'd have like 2,500 yards.
Yeah, I really would like to see what the fuck he's able to do. I'm like, this is probably some video game shit. But other than him, man, I want to see Tyreek live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tyreek right next to me on the other side, and just like I'm blazing and he's blazing deeper than me, and I'm like, holy shit.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Cool. I did lie. I have one other thing. I have another hypothetical. If you took the Elf All-Stars, the best European League players, would they be able to beat like the Carolina Panthers? Or like, what NFL team do you think they could compete close to? No?
No, I don't think.
I've been thinking about that last week.
Look, I think it's just a matter of quarterback, first of all. If we have no European quarterback can compete with, it's not even close. Like, it's with all the love I have for the guys, it's not even close. If let's say we had skills, European skills, and maybe an American mixed, an O-line mixed with a couple Americans, we still wouldn't be able to beat any NFL team. but maybe like you can go out there against a good D1 program and compete for real.
Mhm.
You know, but NFL is just it's the amount of hours, man. It's just impossible. It's
Well,
impossible.
yeah,
The
you know,
NFL is
These
top
guys
of the
have
top.
the majority of these guys have jobs, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You know
so
what I mean? Like they're at the office 9 to 5.
we talked to Carlton Aiken Jr. a couple of weeks ago, and he had mentioned that like, yeah, his center is a doctor. Like,
And
you
his
know,
left guard is an IT specialist.
yeah, you know, like yeah, it's a lot different whenever your full-time 50-hour-a-week job is being an athlete versus, you know, part-time athlete, also full-time something else. Like there definitely is. It's an unfair advantage in that regard.
Oh yeah.
Also
And
the
then, you know,
coaching.
Yeah. And then you start to tack on all the amount of money that they make, and that they're able to pay for a personal chef. They're able to pay for their own private trainers. They're able to, you know, pay for the best equipment that is at home, and they're not having to drive the additional 20 minutes to go do a workout and go bike 20 minutes to go do a workout. They can do it there. They have masseuses that come in, make sure that they're straight, physical therapists. So resources definitely makes it an unfair advantage too.
Yeah. But it would be nice to have something like that. You have to really make like a sort of a bubble back into COVID times, have all the guys train for like 6 months or a year, and then play the game. And then it's like, okay, maybe we can see how that work out. But
yeah, then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, all of a sudden you can see people really transform, because that dude that goes to the office 9 to 5 now all of a sudden he's having yoga in the morning, lifting in the afternoon, and massage and chiropractor and this and that. You'll turn that man into a beast.
Yeah,
for sure. I've seen that in the CFL when we had all the help we had. We used to have the cold pool and the hot pool, and then the massage, and then the chiro right there on the spot. They had the mental coach on the spot. It's like literally whatever you need for your performance is there at the stadium, and that makes it like so easy. Like people. Like the only hard thing to do is really staying healthy and focused, because everything else you just gotta follow the schedule.
Yeah,
you gotta, you're just a soldier at that point. You just follow the schedule, do what you need to do.
Yeah. How far away do you think the Elf is from having that kind of amenities for all teams?
It's tough, because I think the issue with the LF is that certain teams have definitely proven the ability to gather a lot of fans in their games, but other teams are really not.
Yeah.
And I think that revenue, which is the majority of the income, it's so crucial. That's why we've seen in the last years people like Istanbul. If we go and probably look at the numbers, it probably was more expenses for traveling to get there than whatever they made and earned from the games over there. And those kind of situations are still a little bit going on in the weaker teams, and that's kind of a problem for the overall revenue. That's why my original thought when I talk with my guys is like, I feel like the ELF, it's awesome that it's expanding, because it's giving other people the possibility to be here. But if you really wanted to make like an elite type of league, you should have cut it down to 10 teams, free the Europeans, and put maybe 6 Americans, or maybe 4 plus 1 in the O-line. And that would have been really, really interesting.
We've said that. we are the O-line depth in this league.
Yeah, you are preaching to the choir right now.
Yeah, man. It's so hard to find big guys that can really really move, and especially that stay healthy. Such a physical position. Like some teams, 2 go down and the backups are just not as good, and everything suffers from that, because you might have the best receiver, but now all of a sudden this dude gets pressure or sacked. It's nothing.
Doesn't matter how open you are. If the ball
it doesn't really. It's such the core of it all that I think an American would really, really help.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always have to have good trenches, as we say.
Yeah.
We've talked about it a lot on one of our episodes of different rules that they could adapt to help.
Yeah.
Well, so before we let you go, is there anything that you want to say to the fans of Vienna? Since your return is right around the corner, brother. They're excited to see you. Do you have anything to say to them?
I just want to thank them so much because since I got hurt, I got so much love, man. So many people reached out to me, and on Instagram or whatever, many at the stadium, and I just, it's just really beautiful to see because you don't really get to see it. You know what I mean? You are feeling it at the stadium, but then on a personal level, it's kind of like, okay, they're supporting the team. You know what I mean? But then when he actually gets direct to you, you're like, damn, people really care. It's just people that really care about this ELF stuff, and about us too, about how we doing. I mean, just like a simple, how you doing? It's not like you're just a player over here. They really care. They're trying to help you. Maybe they send, some of them even send you maybe like a little present, or kids give you like a throwing or something like that. And it's, or people that wearing my jersey at the stadium is something crazy, because it's, I never, like, really, when I started playing, I never envisioned that. I started playing to have fun in this game, and next thing you know, I'm playing professionally, and now I'm seeing people with my jersey, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? It's just beautiful to see, and I just love them for that. I just love really the support by these people.
Awesome.
So much, yeah.
Well, cool. Thank you so much for your time, brother. We greatly appreciate it. Again, y'all have been listening to a Fourth Down Fiasco exclusive interview with wide receiver Jordan Bouah, kick-ass individual. Brother, you were talking about how people were saying that you're crazy. I get the vibe, and I love it. You are an absolute animal. But yeah, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube if that's where you're watching this.
Absolutely, man.
You can also follow us on social media at @4thdown_pod on Twitter and at Fourth Down Fiasco on Instagram and TikTok. And Jordan, you have social media as well, if you want to toss that in there real quick.
It's just my name, Jordan Bouah, and you can find me on there on IG or Facebook, whatever you use. And for whatever, if you try to ask me something, anything football related or not, whatever, I'm always open to answer to anybody, man. I'm just blessed to be in a position to help the next guy get to play football or learn about football, whatever it is.
Sweet. Well, again, we appreciate your time, and thanks so much, everyone, for watching. And we will talk to y'all next time.
Thank you guys for having me. Really love it. And thank you so much again. Have a great day.